Hi everyone, I'm Allison Janes. I just sang for 3,000 people, and now I have an intro.
She can't cook, she can't clean, she enjoys the finer things in life.
How are you guys? Last week was the Phantom of the Opera premiere, and I feel like we haven't chatted much, probably because I haven't slept much, but sleep's for kitty cats. So here goes the Phantom of the Opera recap.
It's Thursday morning, early, and I'm headed off to the LAX airport to fly out to Salt Lake City for the Phantom of the Opera premiere.
These are some of my awesome Phantom cast members. We have the Phantom here. We have lots of other people that sing and dance awesomely. Here we have our Christine. She's a superstar.
This is our stage for the Phantom of the Opera. They're doing some last minute lighting tech. But you can see there's the cool huge screen that the silent film plays on, our multi-level stage and stairs, and then of course the big floor that we get to dance all over. So much dancing.
Have you ever seen Andrew Lloyd Webber's Phantom of the Opera? Yes? No? Awesome. This is not that. This is a rock extravaganza that will rock your socks off. My cast flew into Salt Lake City last Thursday and we went straight into tech rehearsal. This is a huge production. We have awesome lighting, singing and dancing, costumes, and a silent movie going on in the background. Plus, we were joined on stage by 26 members of the University of Utah chorus, which is awesome. So there's a lot to coordinate. Our costumes are steampunk inspired, so very much how Victorians would have dressed if there was a punk movement back then. So we have corsets and bustles and top hats, and they're all decorated with really cool things like zippers and gears and bullets and all kinds of cool hardware. My costume is a little bit more modern punk because as the diva Carlotta, our director wanted me to be a little more Lady Gaga, and our costume designer, Lacey totally brought it. I got to wear this really amazing black cape with this lacy stand-up collar that was this high. Plus I had this belt with these bullets all over it and this really cool torn up bodysuit and these amazing, ridiculous sunglasses. Very diva. Lacey also helped out with hair and makeup for the shows, and she totally made my day by agreeing with me that glitter was an absolute necessity for Carlotta. She applied a line of blue glitter right below my eyebrows, and it looked amazing, but she used spirit gum, which I totally okayed even after hearing how painful it would be to remove it, and it looked awesome, but I will admit that I cursed you, Lacey, for 20 minutes when I was trying to take it off. It hurt a lot. My cat agrees. But I still love you, Lacey, so mwah. Thank you. Out of the way. You're ruining my shot. Bright and early Friday morning, emphasis on early, we performed for over 1,200 4th, 5th, and 6th graders. This sounds like it would be a nightmare.
It's a few minutes before 10 on Friday morning, and we're about to do our first show for students. Eek! We'll see how this goes.
But actually it wasn't. These kids were really awesome. They totally treated us like rock stars. You could even see them copying our awesome dance moves in the seats in the front row. Really cute.
Our morning show went really well. We had about 1,000 5th, 6th, and 7th graders there, and they loved it, which was really exciting. Now we've had a few hours off, we've napped, we've lunched, and we're about to head back for our big show tonight. We should have about 1,000 more people tonight, and it will be our big main show, and very exciting.
Once upon a time, I spent 9 months in Salt Lake City working with the Utah Opera, singing 5 days a week at schools all over the state, and then occasionally getting to do some main stage opera shows and some concerts too.
I was lucky enough to be able to grab a few minutes to have tea with a good friend of mine who is from the Utah Opera. I lived in Utah, in Salt Lake City, for 9 months and apprenticed with the Utah Opera, and this lovely woman ran the educational department. So it just so worked out that she had a few moments free this afternoon. We were able to catch up and have tea and talk about opera, and it was a lot of fun. So I'm glad I got to sneak that in amidst all the performances and singing and dancing and merriment. And then hopefully tonight we'll have an amazing show, and then we will go out and eat and be merry afterwards.
It was back to the theater for the evening show. The University of Utah is really serious about their theater. We performed in the theater that's located in their theater building, and this theater building has everything an art student could ever desire. They had a million professional dressing rooms, they had a huge green room with a kitchen, they had dance studios, they had a wardrobe department complete with laundry. This is amazing. If only all schools were this dedicated to the arts. Kudos, University of Utah. Evening show was fantastic. We had another huge audience, only this time it was adults. And afterwards we had a Q&A session with the audience, and Utah people are thinkers. They asked really good questions. Very impressive. There was also this dad there with his 17-year-old daughter, and he thought he was being dragged to Andrew Lloyd Webber's Phantom for like the 15th time, and he was so not looking forward to it. And he thanked us for being something totally different and completely entertaining. It doesn't get much better than that. You know, there are a few things in the world that make you feel like you're flying, that give you that rush, and singing opera is one of those for me. Another one is jumping horses. I'm really blessed to have been able to experience those things. On a side note, last night I was eating garlic bread with my dinner, and as I took my first bite into my garlic bread, my thought was, how am I ever going to meet my vampire soulmate if I'm eating garlic bread? That's weird, right? Today I'm adding a new segment in which I share cool things which inspire me or feed me or are otherwise life enhancing. We're calling it My Favorite Things. This week's favorite thing, costume designer Lacey Ray. She's majorly inspired by steampunk and Burning Man and all things generally cool. Check out her link below. And now for the question of the week. What activity, person, place, or thing gives you that flying feeling, that natural high? Leave a comment or video response below. Later, lovelies.